we've seen over the last few hours is a resemblance of normality, really. Life seems at first normal in the streets of the Afghan capital. But of course, this is no ordinary city. These are no ordinary times. There is a lot of tension in the air, even though people are going about their business. I saw quite a lot of traffic during rush hour earlier. I spoke to many people who say they are worried. They are concerned about what the future will be like under the Taliban. Some saying that they are actually afraid for themselves, for their families. They don't think that the group has actually changed. Many saying that the memories of the past are still too painful, too vivid to actually forget. And of course, beyond that, many people here in Afghanistan actually know that the Taliban don't have experience in governing a country. One thing is to fight, another thing is to actually run the show, rebuild institutions, and more importantly, address the economy, which is, of course, in shambles. As I was saying, even though these seems like normal days, you just heard what seems to be gunfire. There are sporadic gunfire every now and then in the streets of the Afghan capital. But as I was saying, a lot of people here are quite concerned about what the future will bring, especially because even if the Taliban are to deliver on their promises of addressing human rights, women's rights, can they actually administer the country and address the economic problems that have so many here struggling to survive?
Well, one key announcement that we're waiting for now is, of course, the new government. What have the Taliban said about when they will announce who will be part of that new government?
Well, we're expecting an announcement tomorrow after Friday prayers, but we do understand, and that was actually said today and over the last few days by Taliban officials, that there will be no women in high positions in their administration. While they will be allowed to participate in the government, they will not be given top jobs. And of course, this goes to, well, it is an issue that the international community is quite worried about. While the Taliban are talking about inclusive government, can they actually govern without including half of the population? So this is going to be something that is very interesting to see tomorrow. Who's going to be in this government, what are the names that are going to be included. But this is all very new for the Taliban. And it's important to note that officials and fighters and in the group itself have been talking about the fact that even they were surprised about just how fast they were able to take control. They thought that it was going to take months for them to actually get to Kabul. They thought they were going to have to fight for a very long time until they could actually get organized and enter the seat of power here in this country. And now, here they are. It took them actually 4 days, so they are still trying to come to terms with that themselves, and of course scrambling to come to a solution because they know the world is watching.
Anelise, Kabul airport, the center of all these evacuation operations, do you know, will that reopen anytime soon? And how are negotiations with the West going?
Well, the Taliban are saying that the airport is going to be open and operational in a matter of days. I'm just looking around because there's quite a lot of movement all of a sudden. The airport is going to be operational in a number of days, and we understand that officials have arrived today, a number of workers, some coming from Qatar, to actually work on repairing some of the facilities. Of course, it's on the Taliban's interest to actually get the airport up and running once again, not only so that they can be delivered humanitarian aid, food, medicine, and assistance, but also because they need to give what the international community, what many countries among the international community are actually asking, which is a safe passage for some of the citizens and some of the Afghans that worked for these countries that are still stuck here in this country and want a way out. The Taliban have been saying that they will be allowing people to leave Afghanistan if they have the necessary documentation. So the airport has become an important symbol, of course. But as you said, negotiations are ongoing. We know that a number of countries are negotiating with the Taliban. The channels of communications are open in a variety of ways, among which, of course, via those Doha talks, but there are other countries that are negotiating directly. We know that Russia, Iran, and China have been talking with the Taliban. So the next few days and weeks are going to be crucial so that the Taliban can get what they are after here, which is, of course, if not the recognition, at least some sort of support from the international community. And for that, they need to start delivering. And the airport could be the first thing that they need to show they can control.